Jaythan Gilder never planned on becoming the most infamous digestive tract in American crime history. He just wanted enough money to disappear, really disappear this time. Not the half-assed vanishing acts he'd pulled before, skipping out on court dates in Colorado Springs, ghosting probation officers in Houston, or hiding in cheap motels off I-45 with the curtains drawn and the AC cranked so high the windows sweated. No, this time he wanted a beach in Mexico, a fake name, and a life where nobody asked why he had 48 warrants breathing down his neck like a pack of wolves. But disappearing costs money, and money, for a man like Jaythan, only ever came in flashes of brilliance wrapped in felony charges. He'd always had a thing for diamonds. Not the wearing kind. He wasn't flashy like that. Never wore jewelry himself, not even a watch. Diamonds were currency. Cold, hard, untraceable when you knew the right fences. And Tiffany Company? That was the motherlode. The robin egg blue boxes were like lottery tickets for people who already had private jets. Steal from Tiffany, and you weren't just robbing a store, you were robbing an idea. The idea that some people could drop $500,000 on earrings without checking their bank balance. Jaythan knew the layout of every Tiffany in the South like he knew the scars on his own knuckles. He'd hit the one in the Woodlands, Texas, back in February 2022. Walked in pretending to be a rapper's manager, distracted the girl at the counter with questions about platinum settings, and walked out with 2 rings worth 80 grand. Left nothing but a beard hair on a discarded mask. That hair came back to bite him 6 months later when Montgomery County deputies kicked in his cousin's door at 3 a.m. He spent 90 days in county before bonding out, then vanished again. Colorado was worse. Colorado Springs, summer of 2023. He hit Legacy and Company Jewelers with 2 accomplices, smash, grab, sprint. $1 million in stones. They split it 3 ways, but Jaythan's share disappeared fast. Lawyers, motels. A girl in Denver who said she loved him until the money ran dry. When El Paso County cops caught him in a traffic stop, he did what he always did when cornered. He swallowed. 3 rings that time. Spent 4 days in the hospital shitting into bedpans while deputies stood guard. They never found the stones. He told the nurse they must have dissolved. The nurse didn't laugh. By January 2025, Jaythan was 32 going on 50. His eyes had that sunken look you get from too much cheap speed and not enough sleep. He was driving a rented blue 2024 Mitsubishi Outlander under a fake name, paid for with a prepaid card bought at a Walmart in Baton Rouge. 48 warrants now. Mostly bench warrants for failure to appear, but a few were serious. Felony escape, criminal impersonation, theft over $100,000. Colorado wanted him bad. Texas wanted him worse. Louisiana had a hold too, something about a stolen Rolex in Shreveport. He needed one last score. One that would let him cross the border and never look back. Orlando was perfect. Tourist money everywhere. The mall at Millenia sat like a crown on I-4, all glass and fountains and valets in white gloves. And inside, Tiffany and Company. Bigger than Houston, bigger than Dallas. And basketball season was in full swing. The Orlando Magic were relevant again. Playoff hopes, sold-out crowds. Players with 8-figure contracts and girlfriends who posted ring selfies on Instagram for clout. Jaythan had done his homework. He knew the Magic had a home game against the Lakers that night. He knew players' personal shoppers sometimes showed up unannounced. He knew the staff at Tiffany Orlando were trained to kiss ass when someone dropped an NBA name. He parked the Outlander in the garage at 1:12 p.m., took the elevator up, and walked through Neiman Marcus like he owned the place. Red polo shirt, fresh out of the packet. Red hat pulled low. Ripped jeans that cost $300, but looked like they came from a gas station. Gold chain he'd lifted in Atlanta, fake, but shiny enough from a distance. The Tiffany doors slid open with that soft whoosh that says, "You're rich now, even if you're not." The air smelled like money and lemon polish. 2 associates looked up, Amit Nayi and Laralee Spear. Amit was mid-20s, eager. Laralee had been there 12 years and could smell bullshit from across the room. But today, she was tired. Her kid had strep throat. She just wanted the shift to end. "Afternoon," Jaythan said, Voice smooth as the jazz playing overhead. Name Sean. I'm with the Magic. Got a player looking for something special for his girl. Anniversary coming up. Amit's eyes lit up. Lara Lee hesitated, then smiled. NBA clients were walking commission checks. You got a name? She asked. Prefer to keep it private till we see something worth his time, Jaythan replied. He's particular. That was the magic phrase. Particular. Rich people were always particular. They took him to the back. The VIP room. Sliding frosted glass doors. Velvet stools. A tray of champagne no one ever drank because they were too busy trying not to look excited. Amit locked the door behind them. Protocol. Jaythan sat like a man who did this every day. Legs crossed. Phone in hand. Pretending to text. Show me the big stuff. 5 carats and up. Nothing yellow. He likes MIC. Amit disappeared into the safe. Came back with a black velvet tray that made Jaythan's heart do things it hadn't done since his first robbery at 17. First piece. A platinum ring, 61 carats, flawless, $587,000. Second, earrings, 86 carats, total weight, $160,000. Third, the monsters. 19 carats total, perfectly matched, $609,500. Jaythan picked up the big earrings, like he was judging apples at a farmer's market. These might work, he said, but I need to see them in better light. Lara Lee turned to adjust the lamp. That's when he moved. He palmed all 3 pairs, 6 earrings total, plus the ring. Slid them into the kangaroo pocket of his polo, like he was pocketing loose change. Then he stood up fast. Actually, let me step outside real quick. Need to send pics. Before they could react, he was at the door, yanking. The lock stuck for one beautiful second. Amit shouted. Lara Lee grabbed his arm. Jaythan swung. Not hard enough to hurt, just enough to break free. The ring flew out, skittered across the marble. Lara Lee dove for it. Amit hit the panic button. The doors finally gave. Jaythan exploded through the store. Past the birthstone necklaces and the $200 silver bracelets. Past a mom holding her toddler's hand. Past a security guard who was 65 if he was a day and moving like he'd rather be anywhere else. He hit the mall corridor running. People turned, mouths open. Someone screamed. He didn't look back. The Outlander was on level 3, section G. He took the stairs 3 at a time, vaulted the railing on the last flight. Landed hard, but kept moving. Key fob in hand. Engine roared to life before he even closed the door. He was on I-4 West within 6 minutes. Heart hammering, so loud he could barely hear the GPS. He set the cruise control to 79, fast enough to make time, slow enough not to get pulled over. He had a plan. Drive straight through the Panhandle, cross into Alabama, then Mississippi, then Louisiana. Ditch the car in Houston. Fence the stones through a guy in 5th Ward who owed him a favor. Then Mexico. Nuevo Laredo. A bus to San Miguel de Allende. He'd grow a beard. Learn Spanish. Open a taco stand. Call himself Javier. But first, the evidence. At a rest stop near Tallahassee, he pulled over. Locked himself in a stall that smelled like bleach and broken dreams. One by one, he swallowed the earrings. No water. Just grit and determination and the metallic taste of platinum posts scraping his throat. 6 stones. Nearly 13 carats total. $769,500 sitting in his stomach like a loaded gun. He looked at himself in the cracked mirror. You crazy bastard, he whispered. Then he got back on the road. The traffic stop happened at 7:58 p.m. just east of Chipley, Florida. Washington County. Middle of nowhere. Trooper First Class J.D. Williams saw the Outlander's left taillight was out. Routine stop. He ran the plate. Rental. No hits. But something fell off. The driver was sweating bullets, even though it was 60 degrees. Williams called for backup. Trooper Sarah Kemp arrived within minutes. License and registration. Jaythan handed over a fake Texas ID. Name on it, Marcus Trayvon James. Williams shone his light inside. Saw the Tiffany bags on the passenger seat. Empty earring cards. Price tags crumpled like confetti. Step out of the vehicle, Marcus. That's when it all went to hell. Jay then tried to play it cool. But when Kemp went for the cuffs, he panicked. Twisted away. Williams grabbed his arm. Jaythan's cheeks bulged like a chipmunk. Open your mouth. No. Spit it out. I ain't got nothing. Kemp saw the movement. The swallow. He just swallowed something. They wrestled him to the ground. He fought hard, kicking, twisting, cursing. Williams tossed him once. The prongs hit his shoulder. Jay then went rigid, then limp. In the back of patrol car, he started crying. Not loud, just quiet, like a man who knows the game is finally over. At the Washington County Jail, the intake nurse noticed he kept clutching his stomach. You hurt? No. You high? No. Then what's wrong? He looked up at her with eyes that had seen too much. I swallowed some diamonds, ma'am. Real expensive ones. The X-ray tech thought it was a joke until the image came up. 6 perfect circles, glowing white in his gut like tiny moons. The nurse called the sheriff. The sheriff called Orlando PD. Orlando PD sent detectives Aaron Goss and Tiffany Perez racing up I-10 with an evidence kit and a warrant for emergency medical procedure. Jay then spent the next 12 days in a secure wing of Jackson Hospital in Marianna, Florida. Ankle chained to the bed. 2 deputies outside the door 24/7. A bedpan that became the most scrutinized piece of plastic in the state. He tried everything to delay. Claimed he was fasting for Ramadan, even though he'd eaten a double whopper the day before. Said he was constipated. Said the diamonds were already dissolved. The doctors gave him laxatives. He hid the pills in his cheek and spit them out when no one was looking. The deputies started calling him Diamond Gut. The nurses called him Patient Zero for karma. On day 4, he passed the first earring. It came out wrapped in toilet paper and desperation. Detective Goss was there with gloves and a grin. 1 down, 5 to go. Jay then wouldn't look at him. By day 8, he was begging for real food. They gave him oatmeal and prune juice. He hated prune juice. Said it tasted like regret with sugar. On March 10th, the big ones came out. The 8, 19-carat pair. Perfect. Untouched. The nurse who cleaned them said they sparkled brighter than the hospital lights. The last 2 came on March 12th. Plus 2 loose diamonds no one could explain. Maybe leftovers from Colorado. Maybe Texas. Maybe just bonus regret. Total recovery. $769,500 in Tiffany Co earrings. Pristine condition. The ring, the $587,000 one, had been recovered at the scene. So Tiffany got everything back. Insurance never even had to pay. Jaythan was transferred to Orange County Jail on March 15th. No bond. Facing robbery, grand theft, resisting, false impersonation, and whatever Colorado wanted to tack on when they got their turn. In his cell, he asked for a Quran. The guard brought him one. He didn't open it. Sometimes, late at night, the other inmates would shout down the tier, "Hey, Diamond Gut, you shit out any Rolexes today?" He stopped answering after the 3rd night. The trial is set for March 2026. Prosecutors say they've got him dead to rights. For case surveillance from 32 cameras, DNA from the struggle, the recovered jewels with serial numbers, body cam of him swallowing, x-rays, the works. His public defender asked for a plea deal. State offered 25 years. Jay then said no. Said he wanted to tell his story. Said the jury would understand a man just trying to get away. They won't. Because here's the thing about swallowing diamonds. They don't care how desperate you are. They don't care about your sick mom in Houston or the girl in Denver who stopped answering your calls. They just sit there, cold and hard and perfect, waiting to come out the other end and send you to prison for the rest of your life. Jaythan Gilder thought he could outrun his past. Turns out, the past just had to wait for digestion.